strong Russian team, and I believe actually are they the last? No, there's Millennium too, so there's 2 remaining Russian teams, so they still have a chance to go pretty far in the tournament with both of them. But yeah, we will see how things play out here in this match as we get ready to go live here, and it actually looks like we are underway. So map round number 1 here of team or for team Silencio Jockies here, and let's see how things actually fare off.
Indeed, Silencio Jockies versus Nameless right here on the Undead Zone. We are going live. We are on the Russian server first. Single boom going out. Silencio Jockies on Survivor. Nice feat on that Hunter. Jockey bouncing around, trying to land. Does get M2'd, but one Survivor piece him actually standing in spit right there. We're going to do a quick roster rundown for you. So, from North America, the Silencio Jockies today are Prodiusem, Monkey Scratch Head, aka Breaker, Avocado, aka Aether, and a Stoopy. And who do we have for Team Nameless, Kiss Me?
Over on Team Nameless, we have STFR, Onshad, Jump, Snipe, and their tank, which is in the hands of Fiat. So let's see what ends up happening here. We have no worms for either team here, but once again, this is a custom map, guys. Once again, on Undead Zone. And it should be a pretty good matchup here. Once again, it's going to be a home and away system as well. So we're going to be seeing 2 matches here. This map is also incredibly bright for the most part, so you guys should have a fairly good viewing time. And there's a huge rock landing out to Avocado actually right there. Very nicely aimed.
Followed by a 19 DP and almost another rock going out right there. And obviously, Team Silencio Jockeys, another important part about that roster alteration is now they have 3 players hailing from California, I'm pretty sure. So these pings on the Russian server obviously are going to be quite high. Everyone's pinging red, and then depending on where Team Silencio Jockeys plays their home game, we could see a reversal happening. But again, playing away on a custom map right here, especially Undead Zone, obviously we didn't see it as much as we wanted to this round, but it can be quite the task for either side, I would say, especially against a rock tank like this. Next hit is coming in. Charger, Boomer, and a Smoker for Team Nameless on this, and the Survivors are still kind of baiting out, and this tank can keep LOS all day, I would say. Smoker spawns from the right-hand side. Charger going in. That Charger's going to get melted, though. Smoker Tongue also did get broken. Gets a repull onto Zoe right now for a couple ticks of damage, but that Boomer is saving its spawn Kiss Me probably for when they AOS.
Yeah, I'm assuming that that's exactly what's going to happen here. We're going to see Silencio Jockeys actually opt to go ahead and start LOSing here. Unfortunately, though, Francis in the hands of a Stoopy still getting a little bit of chip around the tank. And I swear, he's landed like 20 bullets, and he's only done 41 damage so far to Fiat. So that chip's really not worth it. And this tank's having a pretty good time right now, I'd assume. Because he's just going to let his SI keep going in here and throwing attacks, getting that good damage from him. And here comes another rock with his SI attack coming in. Jockey, Charger working their way in together. Charger, Jockey both getting shut down. Boomer lands a single boom out on the bill, and this is going to cause 3 of the survivors now to start LOSing. But once again, Francis just standing up there, and actually no, he came down as well. So now they are all 4 LOSing inside of the safe room, and this is actually pretty good for them. But now they're going to push back out because they don't want to get trapped inside that safe room when the tank does commit. But still, I'm not too sure of this play by the survivors. They have to start LOSing here.
I think, at least from what I remember in CCT3 and a couple other tournaments, the quote-unquote meta strat is to go inside that green tent when all the hits are down, because that also avoids the fact of, like, I don't know, if there's common pouring in, then you just don't want to be trapped inside the safe room whatsoever. The safe room, I guess you can fight it, but you really want this outside area. You have a nice hit coming in here right now, though. That Smoker originally got a pull. Hunter's going to land as well after that Charger gets shut down. Some more chip damage going out that is going to knock Prodiusem down into the slow, and they are going to rotate inside that tent. And yeah, Kiss Me, this is more of a standard play.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what took them really so long to start implementing this, but yeah, tank down to 40% rage here. Star is now rotating over, trying to get inside the safe room. That rock will go ahead and miss. That Smoker gets killed off as well, so that's going to be 1 SI down here for this next attack, which is going to be pretty much set up right now with that Boomer Hunter both grabbing their spawns. But yeah, this is, it wasn't the greatest start here by Silencio Jockeys. Once again, PSM dropping down to the yellow already. Tank's only taking 60% damage. I mean, that's nothing. And they have a long way to go here with this tank if they plan
He's
to
taking
still
no
LOS.
damage.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing. If they still plan just LOSing him, they're not gonna have a very if they still plan on getting chipped, they're not gonna have a good time with this, because once again he's taking no chip. A lot of damage gone out onto Silencio Jockeys so far. Like, their best bet is to literally just start LOSing, like change the straps here, hard LOS, and just take it as is. But a Hunter working his way in for a GP does get obliterated though out of the air by those Uzis of Silencio Jockeys. Now they're gonna go ahead and start LOSing again. They know that they've been making mistakes here so far, and so they're gonna start playing a little bit safer.
Kind of splitting up again, though. We have 3 survivors inside the tent. This Boomer's going to go in, gets a single. If that would have been like a tri-boom, that tank could have committed, but instead, they do only get the single boom off that tank, taking a little bit more chip right now, but nothing really huge to speak of, only around 4%. And the survivors going to have to clear this horde right now. I understand the idea of, like, okay, we can chip him when the hit is up, and then we have to rotate into LOS a little bit, but for the damage that they're taking, I'm not sure if it's worth or not. We do have that Smoker getting cleared. Rock is going to go in and not hit much of anything. And honestly, in the position that they're in, like, especially since Peacein committed a set of pills when he found another, they can play this bleed for as long as they want to, can Team Nameless right here, because of the positioning that they're in.
Yeah, they're gonna be in a world of hurt right now, Silencio Jockies, as if they just keep letting this tank play it as is. He's not in a bad position by any means. I mean, look at the chip, the amount of bullets that are hitting him, and it's only doing 1 damage per bullet that hits. It's really nothing. An entire clip of Uzi bullets would literally do what? If it was 2 damage per hit, it would do 100 damage. If it's 1, it's only 50 damage. Like, that's not worth it by any means. And Fiat still on first pass here, 15% rage. Rock going towards Zephyr doesn't land it, but he should drop the second off of this unless Bill reestablishes LS just like that, which he does. I mean, he gets a little bit of good chip, around 50 damage, but still, now the tank passes the second pass, and we might see the tank look for a commitment here fairly soon. Indeed, he's gonna go right at the Zephyr, push Bill back towards the end. I'm gonna let you take this.
I don't know about the setup, but we're going to see how it works. Boomer gets a beautiful quad boom. Never mind, I like the setup. I lied. He's going to go and manages to get that corner right there. He's starting to get melee just a little bit, but he's got the in cap going out. Smoker's going to land well. Jockey lands too, and that's the wipe. Going out onto Silencio Jockies. They move towards the safe room instead. Tank saw them in there, ran in, committed, and that's the early wipe. Exactly what you'd want on your home server. Originally, I thought they would like a Charger or a Hunter to go in there as well, but nobody focused that door. The tank got in, split them, and nothing got shut down, Kiss Me.
That is incredibly unfortunate for them. That is, you know, that's really one of the best places that you can take it. You gotta take that or back out in the open, obviously, which allows you a little bit more free movement and roamment. But still, that was just incredibly played there by Nameless. Beautiful commitment, and that boom really just sealed the deal for those, or sealed the end of the Survivors, I should say, as it just made it so that the Survivors were, you know, a little bit preoccupied with the Horde. One of them had to try and keep the common out, and the SI just capitalized all over it. So, very well played there.
Great patience, I would say, too, from Team Nameless on that. Like, they just waited for the Survivors to put themselves into a worse position. And I'll say it again, the reason the green tent is better is because you can avoid situations like that. You really want this outside area because it's so much easier to juke. The safe room is a gambit, especially on high ping. But now we're going to see how Nameless decides to take it. They are on Survivor right here. Obviously, their home server, getting that early wipe gives them potential to get a huge amount of points right here, but we'll see what Team Silencio Jockey's tank can do about that. Boomer, Hunter, Spitter, and a Jockey for the first hit coming out right here, but Nameless taking it slow on that low ping, and they know that this is a great opportunity for them to get that maximization of points. Boomer's going to go in there, gets a nice double boom. Jockey gets M2'd, not quite shut down. The Hunter does land, and the Jockey lands in the corner as well. That 2-2 is going to do an okay amount of damage actually going out right there. A little sloppy, I would say, from the Survivors.
Yeah, that was definitely not the cleanest hit that they would have liked to have taken, obviously, with 2 people getting boomed, and then that's, you know, semi-good Jockey going out onto one of the Survivors in the backfield by the, I don't even know if you want to call it a Humvee. That's more of like a army truck. I don't even know what the exact name of that truck is, but regardless, a good amount of damage coming out from that 2-2, and we'll see the tank coming up now in the hands of a Stoopy here for Team Silencio Jockeys. And we gotta see, is Nameless gonna try and implement the same thing where they can't try and go for some early chip? I mean, they gotta know that from that range, that chip's not doing anything to that tank. Like, literally, 1 damage to that tank from 1 bullet. It's really nothing.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to stand up there, take a hit, and then LOS. We do have that Hunter coming in from the left, Charger coming in from the right-hand side. Boomer gets a single boom. Charger does whip into the corner right there, gets 2 punches onto Lewis. Another rock coming in. And obviously, with them playing with the lower ping right here, it's a little bit easier for them to neutralize a rock tank, and this is exactly, I think, what we're going to see. They're going to go inside that green tent almost immediately after that hits down. They still have like 5 seconds before even the first spawn comes up. That hitbox probably isn't going to land in there, and they can just chill for a second until that full hit is up, rotate back out, do that a couple times, and force the tank in an open spot.
Yeah, I mean, if Lewis did stand exactly where he was, that tank could probably land a hitbox if he actually overhanded it down towards Lewis. But regardless, we'll see another attack coming in here, though. Jockey smoking where the win. Boomer, or I should say Hunter, not sub just yet. Jockey gets obliterated. Smoker grabs to pull onto Lewis there. No ticks of damage going on to, I do believe, though. And this Hunter looking for a pin, does find it, but no rock connection there, as the rock was actually aimed at Lewis. But that's going to go ahead and cause Nameless to be just playing this very smartly, and going to go ahead and start LOSing once again inside that green tent. And this will go ahead and knock down the tank's rage a little bit more, knock it down to 30%, 25 now, and they will go ahead and push back out now as the SI spawns come back up, playing it very smartly, and that's in good chip as well. I mean, they just got around 200 chip on that tank right there.
Yeah, you're seeing what obviously Team Nameless is playing this pretty perfectly so far. They've taken a little bit of damage from the hits that have gone in. That's to be expected in an area like this, but going in there. They've already gotten down to 15% first pass. He hasn't landed a rock, and at this point, as long as they shut down maybe one more hit, he should be forced in on the next set of spawns. We do have that Charger rocketing its way in and not going to land. Jockey gets M2'd once again and shut down, and if you notice, Silencio Jockies is trying to respond to this by saving that boomer. They know, I'm pretty sure on Nameless, that there's probably still that same spawn, and that's why they're going to throw Bill in the safe room over there for a second. And now, what I expect to happen here is to see Silencio try to land this boom as they're working their way out, but the boomer gets shut down, Kids Me. He's on 75% seconds.
Yeah, this is not good at all for Stoopy and co. They are in a little bit of a pickle here right now, so we'll have to see if the tank can actually make some work happen here. Once again, they need a lot of damage onto Nameless, because that was obviously a wipe we just saw in the previous half go out onto Silencio Jockies. So they do have to somewhat respond here. They can, even if they do make full distance here, which will be 400 points, they cannot allow that health bonus to go up as or up as is, I should say, because there's going to be a lot of hurting happening here. But Tank's still at 75% rage, holding it fairly well. He's actually going to go ahead and commit here now. The spawns for this commitment are going to be a Hunter, Charger, and a Smoke here. So a good try cap. The Charger has to land, though. He only has one opportunity to make it happen here. Look for a punch onto Bill. Does find it. Charger dropping in. That's a nice DP on the lowest here. That's going to be a nice double cap happening. Possibly a tri cap here as the Charger keeping Bill distracted here on the side. Misses the charge, but that's a beautiful amount of damage happening. That wasn't even an in cap on the Zoe, though. Tank messed up. He didn't go for the corner. Now he grabs that in cap. That was really so close.
Yeah, that was almost that 3 cap right there. Trying to land a Charger with 300 ping is not good. And I mean, Tank's going to go in there, tries to get another punch. That's 2 in caps going out. Almost 3 cap. And the Charger, right, was not going for it. And I really liked that play by Acer because he was dancing around with them until the last possible second for the damage go out. Because that Charger just goes in and misses. That other survivor clears everything. But the tank should have been able to get that second in cap and then turn back around and maybe focus them. That was almost a wipe going out, but unfortunately it's a little bit of a letdown, I would say, from Team Silencio Jockies, because again, the 2 cap was beautiful. The tank did a pretty good amount of work, but that non-in cap onto Zoe is what really prevented that from being even better.
Yeah, I had my hopes up there for Silencio Jockies right there. They were incredibly close to securing that really quasi double, triple cap, whatever you want to call that, as the one star was basically completely preoccupied with that Charger. But literally, if that tank just got that in cap onto Zoe, as we see this next attack coming in here, everything getting obliterated though. But if he just got that one in cap onto Zoe, he could have went over and helped that Charger, and Acer could have literally just held on to that charge and never actually thrown it in, which would have kept he could have kept Bill just distracted the entire time basically. So kind of unfortunate there though, bit of a misplay, but still that was a lot for what it was.
Indeed it was. I mean, obviously they still have a pretty darn good amount of bonus right here, and I do apologize to everybody on the stream when we get inside the tunnels right there if Nameless makes it that far, because it's going to be really, really dark, and I mean, I would hate having to navigate that just in any way. I hated playing it myself, but we do have a hit coming in here right now. That Jockey's coming in from the front, going to land. Hunter's going to land as well. The Charger did whip, so it's not going to be a 3 cap, but still nice punches going out right there. A couple of them getting God framed on 2 feet, but now they are going to maybe be able to push, like they have the low ping right here, so I would be surprised if they stand there too much longer. Indeed, they are going to start working their way forward.
Yeah, I mean, they have been able to work down the health bonus quite a bit. It's down to 293, that being 18% solid health, and then obviously 76 on the damage bonus is pretty much a temporary. And indeed, for you guys that do not know, that was an event pretty much that they just had to go through. And now we do make our way into a bit of a cave system here. I can't remember the last time I actually played this map, but that's a beautiful death blow on the Fiite. He's dead. That is a beautiful death.
They can go back around, but he might die to Common and or the Charger by the time they get back up there.
Yeah.
I think they realize that because that's one of those situations where you get punished so hard for something like that, and he should actually be dead right now. They are not going to go back through the point of no return, and the Witch is going to get crowned, but because of that hit right there, Kids Me, that just completely destroyed the bonus of Team Nameless. They are pushing their way through the snap right now, but again, it is so dark in here.
Yeah, I'm actually first person specking a survivor with his flashlight on right now, because you can guarantee that they're all going to have him on, because this is once again just a completely pitch black area. But there's a Spit with the Jockey working his way in, trying to make something happen here. Obviously Spit's not that much of a factor now. It has slowed the stars down, but now Charger coming in from the front. Looking for Charger, does actually get nicely leveled though by STFR. It was not a full level, but still he saved his teammate there from a pretty nasty charge.
Indeed he did, and these 3 survivors from Team Nameless are still going to be able to push their way through right here. This is actually better on Ace Mod for them because there's no water slowdown right here, which you might not think in an area like this is like too impactful because usually survivors don't even make it this far, but they can probably get through this only taking one more hit. Boomer tries to get a boom, does manage to land. Smoker pole goes out in the back. Nice double cap on the 2 green survivors. And Zoe is hoarded right here. That's going to be a tremendous amount of damage going out onto Team Nameless. Team Silencio Jockeys responding with their special infected after that short almost wipe at that tank, and that's going to be a full down onto Snipe. The other 2 survivors are going to be going in right now to get that pickup, but they are hoarded to death in the water with complete darkness around them, and they actually are going to get another hit right here from Silencio Jockeys. Charger managing to land even more damage going out right here. They're going to have almost nothing for bonus by the time they get in. This is not quite over. Nice tongue cut right there, and that Jockey's going to land onto Bill, dragging him back around in the corner. That's going to be another in cap, I'm pretty sure, if that spitter kept scratching him, but the spitter actually disengages. Kiss me, what a second half of this round from Silencio Jockeys on the away server. They obliterated that bonus. It's gone.
That was an absolutely beautiful turnaround there by Silencio Jockeys. They've really turned it on. Pretty much once that event started, just everything started going downhill so quickly for Nameless, and they will go ahead and be able to make it into the safe room with no health bonus though. So just that full distance.
In team chat, and then Acer just slams the button like 7 times.
Oh my god, Acer. Oh, but that will be the round there for both the teams, obviously, as we switch over to the second campaign, or not second campaign, but second level of the map, if I can find the word to actually describe what we're switching over to. But yeah, so pretty good half there by both teams. Obviously, we saw a big wipe coming out from Nameless, and they were able to make it quite a bit further there in the map. Once again, these are some fairly long maps, so it should be fairly interesting to see how these maps play out for both of these teams. I'm assuming the away team's not going to have an easy time making any of these safe rooms, though, with just the duration of these maps.
Oh yeah, Undead Zone on its own, too, is one of those, like, heavy endurance campaigns, and I would say it's difficult enough when the pings are even, but when you're in an uphill situation like this, it's even worse. Obviously, with a 300-point lead, that's pretty good for the home team, I would say, but again, even though it's a custom campaign, the traditional logic still applies of, okay, try to get over 1,000 points, maybe 1.5k on the team before you switch to the away server for you, and I think right now, the, big thing for Silencio Jockeys is to try to make distance of some kind and survive a couple tanks. And right now, for them, on Special Infected, they did a good job recovering on that, but if I'm Team Nameless as well, they can't really allow to have that happen again in the way that their bonus went from, 300 or 400 just down to nothing.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty. What are they saying in chat? Rails, can you
Telling me to
respec?
respec, but then the server was like, no, I don't want you to do that, because you just tried to do that before.
Respec again.
Still doesn't work. That's good.
It's always good. But yeah, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Yet again, you guys are watching the Bleed Out Tournament lower brackets round number 2. Silencio Jockeys once again taking on Team Nameless North America versus Russia. Nameless is one of the 2 remaining Russian teams in this tournament, and Silencio Jockeys are one of 3? No, one of 4. Yeah, 4. So we are narrowing down in the number of teams. The prize pool also just actually got over $3,000. So thank you guys very much for your continued patronage. And then Rose and I also donated a bit of money because we were actually going to have a show match, but that never ended up happening. So we went ahead and threw that money into the prize pool for this tournament. So it did actually rise up over that 3,000 mark. And with that, the third place prize pool did open up. So now the new prize distribution is 70%, 20%, and 10%. So those are for the top 3 teams. So there's still a lot of money up here. $2,100 for first place. That is quite a nice take home.
Indeed it is, and we are live right here, second chapter of Undead Zone on the Russian server. Team Nameless defending their exactly 300-point lead on Survivor. Jockey trying to go, and everything trying to come in from the front, and the Survivors wisely back up right there. That Charger already got a little bit chipped. Jockey's in the window above. Hunter is actually above. Actually, no, he's over on the side of the fence right now, probably repositioning. Nameless are now going to push their way out. Jockey's going to force its way in, going to get M2 to shut down. Hunter gets nicely speeded. Charger is going to get leveled. That's a complete shutdown right there from Team Nameless. That's what they need to do on Survivor.
Yeah, that was absolutely beautiful from them. Well played all around, and that will be Nameless taking that first hit like champs, and they're going to continue moving their way through the map. Yet again, we will be seeing a best of 2 as well in this game, as once we finish things up here, we will be moving over to a North American server, and obviously Team Silencio Jockeys will be playing their home server. But with that being said, tank now up, and it's going to be in the hands of Avocado here, aka Acer, for Silencio Jockeys. Attack going, nice double cap happening down inside the, I don't even know what you call this, sewage way, and that Yeah, that rock will miss. Smoker still up, I do believe. Has 134 HP left to his name. Another rock missing, but Ace are going to keep playing this tank from up high, I believe.
Indeed he is, and this is an interesting transition right here from Team Nameless. They can definitely take it in this corner, but the problem for them, actually, could they even go further back? I guess they could, but if I'm them, just common sense dictates we're playing against a player with like over 200 ping, and this would probably be kind of annoying to deal with in an indoor area, so I expect him to stay in this gully. Nice curve rock from Acer right there, playing with his well over 220 ping. We do have another hit trying to work its way in as well. Charger, Smoker, and a Boomer. Smoker is already pretty shipped on the front right there. It's actually going to sack itself. Boomer spawns up, somehow misses. I think he was trying to arc over or under that wall somehow, but it did not work. The grate obviously is not vomitable, and now that Charger's going to save itself as Nameless are getting a little bit more aggressive. They've already almost gotten 1k ship onto him.
Yeah, that's definitely not bad at all. I mean, there is a car up further in the goalie. I'm not too sure if that's a hittable, though.
It is.
Oh, it is? I'm surprised Acer hasn't actually bought that in, because that would really force his fires back into the house.
What the? Did he just go AI? Second pass AI?
I'm not completely sure. This tank is currently climbing this tank. Or climbing
the truck.
Yeah.
I'm
kind of confused.
Confused right now. I'm assuming Silencio Jockies might have something to say about that, but instead the tank is gonna climb its way over the fence right here, and this has turned into a comedy for a second here. Nice double boom going out. AI tank throwing a rock, getting a curl rock here. Oh my God, they're in a complete like stuggert over here. This could be really bad for Team Nameless. We do have a single cap landing right there. Charger's gonna go and get a nice triple charge, and the AI tank is going to punch everyone before he comes. He drop punches Zoe, turns back around. He's hitting Zoe around everywhere. 1 HP, climbing out, almost getting another punch. I have absolutely no idea what the hell I'm watching. But am I insane, or did that tank not get a second pass?
I'm pretty sure it went AI on second pass. Does anyone in Twitch chat know? I don't believe I ever saw it go second pass.
I saw it change the second in the tank HUD, and then it just didn't.
Yeah, it said AI second.
Yeah, AI second. Yeah, that's not right. And, I mean, Silencio Jockies probably have a case right here. I have literally no idea why that happened. They're shutting down this hit, kind of. They got a tri-boom, and then they M2'd the jockey to shut down. I'm asking Silencio Jockies exactly what, if they want to keep that result or not. Like, theoretically, that should not have happened at all, and obviously the special infected team are the ones who suffer for that. Spit's going to go down right here, gets a little bit of damage as well. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of that.
Yeah, because obviously with the Stars literally just putting themselves back into that corner, there's really no good way for the survivors to take that. And if that tank can get that close as he did, that's multi-punch galore pretty much for any tank of this caliber. So a little unfortunate that happened. I'm pretty sure that, more than likely we're going to see Silencio's probably follow the dispute on that one. But anyway, now Taka makes his way in there. Hunter getting shot down. Charger and Smoker both working together, but that is just a destroyed Charger. Zoe gets pulled inside the spit, but she does find a safe corner there. And we shall be good here. It does appear as the Stars will continue to make their way through the map here. Lewis finally catching up with his teammates as he runs back through the alleyway. And in all honesty, that tank did a lot of work still, but that should have been a wipe in all honesty, in my opinion.
I think I really hurt.
But I believe Rails is still doing his admin duty. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a concrete answer to that yet. Nobody from their team is fine to me. We'll see exactly what that turns out. Honestly, it got a pretty good amount of damage for being an AI in that area, I would say. Smoker, Boomer, Hunter, and a Jockey for the next hit. Let's see if Team Nameless knows the map. I do believe they do. Boomer spawns in the front, gets M2'd, then popped by a teammate onto his face. We do have a pounce landing for 1 damage after his Smoker gets cleared. Jockey comes in from the back, lands for a split second onto Bill's face, gets M2'd and eventually shot. That is going to be another basic shutdown, but kiss me, they're not in good shape on Team Nameless' side.
Yeah, they're going to have a really rough time making the remainder of this map. Yet again, they're only about halfway through the map. They are at 264 distance points out of the possible 500. And I do smell a wipe happening here in the near future here for Nameless, more than likely, as they make their way to a bit of a fork here in the road. Spit goes in, does a little bit of damage out onto Lewis. Now the Death Spit's actually going to tick out onto Zoe here as Jockey Smoker look for a double cap in the back. Don't find it, but they do find a singular punch out onto Zoe, and then a quick clear there from Bill on that Charger, I do believe it was. But look at the health. They are literally on the brink of having 3 survivors go down to 1 scratch. They're all about to be on 1 HP, except for Fiite. So they have quite a ways to go here, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and trigger this gun.
I've been informed that actually was Acer AIing that tank instead of it going straight. I thought he had a lot more than that, and it said AI second right there. It should have said like third maybe instead, so that's a Odd little desynchronization right there, but okay, AI Tank did a pretty good amount of work right there, and obviously Acer could have brought in that hittable, but he didn't. Really not too much worse for wear, though, I would say, hitting with 4 spawns in that spot, and now obviously with the survivors in the condition that they are. If they actually shoot the gun while their teammates are standing next to the gas station, they will get in-capped and or die. They are going to down someone right here. Jockey gets shut down. Hunter's trying to pounce in. Charger gets melted, and the Hunter is still looking, finally lands in the corner for a split second. Hopefully they don't accidentally shoot their teammates, and they do not. They blow up the wall, and they are probably going to be forced to run because they have 4 survivors bleeding out.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing that they just did right there was a little unfortunate. They found 2 sets of pills inside the gas station. They gave 1 to Snipe and 1 to STFR, and they popped them when they were both at 1 HP. So it only put them up to, what, 50 HP? And now they're already back down to that slow range. A little unfortunate, obviously, but, I mean, it was their choice in the end. But yeah, Nameless going to continue moving away through the map here. They have another 125 distance to actually go through. We have Pole going forward. Nice charge out into Zoe in the back. Spit goes on top of that, but Zoe is going to be stuck inside of it. Nice job there with that Spit, putting her way down low, right next to SDFR now in health-wise. And they're still looking at taking these zinc caps, and once they start taking these with this horde, it's going to be a very rough situation for them. And yeah, I was informed as well that that tank actually did go second pass.
Yeah,
so.
I was stunned that actually did apparently right there, and apparently we just suck at paying attention. So
it seemed like it went too quick.
That's what I thought too. It seemed like it went really, really fast. Hunter and a Boomer and a Charger coming into this. Hunter does get the jump down scratch, then does get speed actually by 1 survivor as the quad boom lands. There is so much horde right now. I am totally not being sarcastic at all, as they're going to get that pickup almost interrupted and continue pushing their way. There's the horde as they start making their way through here. They're probably looking for a spitter as well.
Indeed. So let's see what they can make happen here as they continue making their way through the map here. Another SI attack coming here. Smoker misses the pole, but Charger makes his way down regardless. Out onto field, gets a punch, and then a charge. Still gets in-cap, though. I think Bill's actually the one that made the in-cap happen onto him as he cleared that Charger and also hit Francis, I believe. But regardless, Smoker looking for pull out of the door. He's not going to find it, though. Gets shut down by that shotgun of Zoe. And they might actually make the map here. They only have another 50% to actually go, or another 50 points to go distance-wise.
Right, but they also have to do this little trick here at the end where they have to stand there and open that safe room vault pretty much. So they have a mounted gun. I'm sure that could like definitely help and or hurt them, but they have to stand here and open that. Then they have to go down into a small tunnel right there, and they are going to get hit for it, it looks like. That Spit actually didn't get an in-cap. The Boomer got a single. Charger and the Smoker are going to save, and they still have Commons trailing in from behind just a little bit, and this is the hard part about this. They have to wander down here very, very close. That is going to be a single death going out, plus an in-cap again onto Setfire. Charger has the ability to come back in and punch, does get taken out before he can. So 1 survivor is dead. The safe room's right down the next couple of like cobweb corridors, but with the way things are looking right now, he's going to get jockeyed, taken around the corner, and unless they get some hell of a pistol flare, they're not going to survive. But indeed, they do get wiped. Kiss me, that's a hard map to make, like I said, on anything.
Yeah, that's just an incredibly long map, as you guys just saw. 500 points is a little bit of a undershot on it distance-wise, as I found out earlier in the week. But it is what it is. It's, you know, universal for all teams, so it's not that bad. It's still the same scoring distance yet again. But yeah, so we're going to see them obviously meet their demise there right at the safe room, though, too. And I have a feeling Silencio Jockies might have a bit of a harder time here with this tank, as they will be playing with those higher pings here. And once again, with really nowhere to take this tank safely, you're kind of in a, you know, a shitty and then a shittier spot to take it.
Exactly, and I mean, if the tank brings that hittable and has good support from above, like, obviously we could see another repeat of a rock tank going out onto Team Silencio Jockies right here, but honestly, even though you're on your home server, I'm, like, of the mindset that when you have that kind of advantage, you should play for the wipes and then try to just maximize the distance that way. It's already 825 to 45 points because of the first early wipe the Team Silencio Jockeys suffered, and a lot of this map, obviously some of it is open, but others are closed in areas like this first safe room hit. And let me tell you, trying to shut down SI with 200 some ping in an area like this is absolutely painful for a survivor team of any caliber.
And indeed it is, but it looks like we will be seeing Silencio Jockies push away out of safe room very shortly. Indeed, they do it as I'm about to say that statement. And it looks like the SI will be hitting at the doorway right ahead of them. Hunter makes his way in, does actually manage to land there. It looks like it was almost a melee skin on him. But that Charger actually gets only a chest bump onto Bill here. And Bill will be able to back his way right out of that Spit, though. He does take around 25 damage, though, that being piece sim of Team Silencio Jockies. So still some good damage and some FF going out as well onto the rest of the team.
That chest bump was very, very odd right there, but again, you really can't predict what's going to happen when you have ping disparities like this. Custom maps as well, it's definitely one of the more entertaining rounds in the tournament. So, let's see, Smoker, Hunter, Charger, and a Spitter for the next hit. There should be a tank almost almost like now, I would say, but they might decide just to send another quick hit before that happens. Nope, too late. Tank's already up. Tank's gonna be up into the hands of Snipe 14 Nameless. Charter coming in the back right there. I don't know if he just... Okay, he decided to blitz for a couple other survivors. Didn't go for Zoe. Rock going in, not going to land. And now here's the conundrum. They can probably push forward and maybe try to fight it in the street area, but if they try to, they're going to eat rocks like that, and the tank can also intercept them. Smoker's going to try to get a pull. Astupi obviously got rocked right there. Another rock going in, and the survivors are climbing this ladder as the tank gets back in position. He's not going to take that forward area.
Yeah, they're playing actually very well right now. Nice dodge on that rock as well. And it looks like Silencio Jockies will continue moving way forward. Actually, Zoe dropped down into the goalie. A bit of a misplay. Now the Smoker's going to pull on her. That will be quickly cleared, but Zoe, for some reason, dropping down there. And that might be a bit of a mishap there. I'm not too sure what Breaker was doing there. But they will go ahead and make their way back around. Zoe now making her way across the goalie safely. And it looks like they're going to opt to take the tank here, which isn't really that bad of a spot. But
I
rock.
was about to say, I don't like this on high ping. Like, this would be great on low ping, but they've already eaten 2 rocks, basically just free, and they have to make sure they tunnel those. Breaker right there, I saw him juking those rocks, just trying to dance around. This is a tough spot unless they have almost everybody just, like, slamming those rocks with bullets as soon as they come off that roof. We do have a hit coming in right now. Charger's going to miss. Boomer's going to try to get an arc boom, manages to get it. Jockey gets cleared after a split second, and that rock is going really, really far up, obviously nowhere close. And Ken, this is going to be some interesting LOS right here, and that Boomer's not dead.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's happening, actually, with the survivors.
He's losing sight.
Yeah, I mean, he is losing sight because they're actually underneath that tent, but still, this Boom is still alive above the stars. They can't feel safe with him up there.
No, they really can't. I mean, if that Boom lands a multi, then this is going to be really bad. For Silencio Jockies, he's looking like he wants to go in. I see him. He's pressure on the side right there. Bill keeps popping his head out. They're going to send another rock hit instead. Here comes the Boomer. There's the quad boom going out. Smoker is going to get the pull off right there again. Onto Zoe, down to the goalie. There's the rock landing. And kiss me, I am liking this spot less and less as each second pass.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Give me 1 second. Take this away.
All right, well, as Kiss Me does that, then we're going to see here Rock going in again. Zoe is still down in that goalie. He's at 90% on first pass, and Breaker has not yet been able to navigate his way up. His teammates are desperately trying to clear him and also skeet these rocks. They have another Boomer for the special infected as well, and that's been the kryptonite to this area so far, I would say. Let's see if Team Silencio Jockies decides to stay here. Rock going in, not going to land. Boomer spawns up. Actually manages to only get a single. Breaker is still down in that goalie. He's going to get charged. 1 pound almost going out, but they do manage to get the clear. Hunter going for a DP, managing to land on the Prodigy Sim with a Rage Rock on top of that as well. And I think Survivors are going to get tired of this area right now. They realize they've taken an absolutely important amount of damage. Another rock almost landing again. Breaker is still hoarded. Another rock coming in right here, going to land onto Acer. Again, it's so hard to keep those rocks with that much ping. That is a beautiful burrito that tank sprayed, by the way, as he lands another rock. And the survivors are going to be forced forward, but the tank is going to commit, cutting them off. Single boom landed. Tank misses first rock right there. Now he's going to throw another one across the way. They are completely split right now. 2 survivors forward, 2 survivors back. Tank missed that initial punch right there, manages to get it now on to Zoe right there. This is absolute pandemonium for Silencio Jockies. There's the jockey landing in the back onto Bill. Nice multi-punch coming out from Snipe Tank as well. Jumping up, knocking Francis around. Another corner going out onto Bill. Now the tank is going to probably try to wrap this up. Rock does get skeeted. There's another pull going out. He's going to have Lewis cornered in there. The Hunter's landed as well. And what started off as a pretty good strat in theory is the second early wipe in 2 chapters on the away server for the Silencio Jockies.
Indeed it is. I am back. But yeah, pretty nice wipe there happening by Team Nameless, and that is going to absolutely decimate Team Silencio Jockies there. And let's move on to the third map. That's really unfortunate, but once again, we will be switching maps here, or servers I should say, at the end of this game. So we will be seeing, once again, Team Silencio Jockies hopefully having a better faring on their home server where they can kind of turn the tides. But even though it's happened with a double wipe so far, the score differential isn't that much. I mean, it's only standing at around 650 points about, which isn't really all that bad once again.
Also, I love this graffiti in the wall over here. I don't know if you can see it by the safe room door, but just like the map-made custom graffiti.
Oh yeah, I've seen quite a bit of that. I actually do enjoy it. It's quite different from the norm. Yeah, it's different from the norm.
I like it, I like it. Well, on the bright side for Silencio Jockies, there's a later tank this map, and obviously tanks are much harder to kill when you're playing on that high ping. They might be able to get the distance points out of this, and as you mentioned, the score delta really isn't that bad, but the problem, I would say, might be morale, because even though they're on the away server, you know, when you wipe the 2 early tanks like that and the other team's practically making safe rooms. That doesn't help. So if they're in the position that I think they're in terms of morale, they just got to clear their heads. Again, try to do the most they can on this tank, and with every hit, just try to mitigate that score delta, which is slowly opening up. A little bit of a desync right there. Jockey's going to M2 and shut down. Charger's going to slam into a tombstone and then dies. Double boom in the back as well. And again, a very small amount of damage on that first hit, aside from some residual common chip.
Yeah, once again, these, especially these safe room hits, they're not really faring that well for Silencio Jockeys. Where they've done most of the damage, unfortunately, has been on tanks, which is something they're going to need to actually change up here, because they can't rely on these tanks with wipes, as we've seen in the past 2 months already. They're just not getting the kills, any wipes, and this is an incredibly bright part of the map. I remember this thing, the freaking airplane. The entire floor is just a bright yellow, or at least to me, I'm colorblind. But we're also another attack coming in though. Smoker's Sun getting cut. There's a nice pounce onto Lewis, but everything else is getting obliterated there. And Bill gets pulled through the spit though, and that's going to be quite a bit of damage out onto Oshad, as he takes around 32 damage from that one attack. So actually, that was a nice turnaround actually, as they kind of used the Jockey and the Hunter as a bit of a distraction tool.
Exactly, and there should be a witch. Indeed, there is a witch being drawn right now. It does get taken out. Team Crown, and again, 1,600 damage from Theite. So here we go. Survivor's pushing their way through the map, and there is a lot of common out here. I will say that. I remember playing this. There's so much horde to deal with, not even from a boomer, just in general. And when the tank is fought here, which we obviously haven't seen this week, ergo, we're not going to see it probably in the tournament unless the team that makes it, if they win the lower bracket finals against the grand finalists, decides to choose this map again. There's a hittable truck right here, and the survivors are forced to run back all the way through with spawns pretty much all around them. It's such a tricky area because this jump that they're making right here is almost a point of no return as well. With the boomer down, the infected are probably just going to wait for that spitter too. But it's again just another one of the variances that make Undead Zone.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really nice hit that the Stars, or the SI could have actually sprung back on the Stars at that drop right there. But once again, it's kind of a weird situational area to actually get your spawns in towards the survivors. So we will see, once again, Team Nameless slowly but surely making the way through the map here, though. And we will see that coming in, though. Charger whiffs. Jockey not having a much better time at all, either. And everything just having really nothing to do with the survivors. Just everything gets shuts down very nicely. And that will be the entire attack over and done with.
Yeah, and at this point, the survivors are playing the way you'd expect out of a team that, again, wants to make a run in this lower bracket. I mean, obviously, it's not that Silencio Jockeys don't, but all the momentum is totally wearing a Russian flag right now. And at this point, if they just play this tank, I think with where it spawns, they could even bring it back to this area around here. Unless they do something like this and get tri-cap, then that would be pretty good for them on the survivor performance side. There's a nice charge and Jockey both landing, and a smoker as well. All I said was not get tri-cap. They basically almost did. Bill's going to be knocked to slow right now. I mentioned a Russian flag, and then suddenly the Americans were like, no, it's our turn, and they almost got 3-cap. They're still clearing horde. One person committed pills, and Francis is going to have to commit his soon as well. I am sorry. Casters have occurred.
I've told you so many times before, don't say what you don't want to happen, because it will happen if you're a caster. It's just very unfortunate, to say the least. And we've jinxed plenty of teams so far in this, in at least the past couple weeks, actually. We've had some pretty nasty things, but there's a nice attack going in there. Jockey lands for quite a bit of damage, but that will be the boom, only landing a single boom out onto Zoe, which will in fact make it easier for her teammate to help keep her clear.
And it looks as though the survivors are about ready to spawn that tank. They're obviously exploding barrels here as well, and there indeed is going to be the tank coming up. And like I said, I expect the survivors to drop back to that open area. Tank is up in the hands of Monkey Scratchhead, aka Mr. Breaker, long time player in the competitive Left 4 Dead 2 community. I believe this is actually his first match action coming out. Nice double charge landing with a pounce on top of Zoe, and then the Smoker's going to get a repull on that tank, transitioning up to the left-hand side right here, and we'll see what Breaker does with one of his first tanks in this tournament. No better time than now.
Yeah, I mean, and it's going to become really... it's going to be really detrimental if he doesn't do anything with this tank. I mean, not to put the pressure on Breaker, but once again, he's a very long-time player of the community, a big NA name, and you can say that, NA players, especially his team, are expecting a lot from him and this tank, but yet again, with this higher ping, it's going to be a little bit of a, shooting range, to say the least, because he's going to have a really hard time actually getting close enough to the stars to actually land anything. But we do have a single boom going out onto Zoe here. There's a nice double punch happening from that charger. Yeah, I think he just hit something. Yeah, everything just kind of went see-through for me.
It did. I think he slammed that rock into a small clip right there. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but obviously these rocks are going through. He hasn't taken a whole lot of chip right here, and this is actually, as you mentioned, it's going to be hard for him to get close to the survivors, but Remember, the further back they go, the more map they're going to have to make up, the more hits they're going to have to take, and they have 2 people bleeding, only 1 set of pills. Mathematically, that's not necessarily good for them. Plus, right now, the way Breaker has played it, he actually did just drop down, so he might be getting pushed right here. Actually, this is going to turn into a commit. I thought he was going to play more of a rock tank, but instead, he's going to work his way in. Jockey manages to land onto the wizard there, does get cleared. Smoker lands as well. Tank does have a corner onto Zoe, it looks like, but the support is dead. Tank has 3k HP under now. He's getting melted. He is pretty much alone. Survivors all reloading their guns. They have him behind this wall right here in a sequestered area, and they can just spam that wall until that tank effectively dies. Kiss me, I don't agree with the commit.
Yeah, that was a little premature. He could have definitely once again just played out even longer. Once again, he's still on first pass, so I'm not too sure where that commit actually came from. Once again, a little premature. There's a nice boom going onto Bill over in the back, but this tank's gonna get absolutely shredded from this range from these guns. The drop off is not gonna be that much at all. And let's see what the SI can make happen here. Obviously, there's no pills left on the team Nameless here. There's a skeet going out onto the Hunter, who was held by, I believe that was Break? No, Avocado. Yeah.
Charger got melted. Tank is still alive, obviously still doing the best he can to bleed out. But it looks like the survivors are also hurting a little bit for ammo, maybe. Either that or Francis has had to reload. He is still on first pass, as you mentioned, so he could keep this alive for a rather long time. Smoker pull going out in the back. Lands on to Fiat right there. I saw that coming. I thought he was going to shoot for the Smoker, but instead he went for the intercept on to Lewis. And he's actually getting deagled right now, so that extra rock does help all survivors slow. They still have a pretty good amount of damage bonus, but the health is obviously gone. And Breaker could still play this for a little bit, maybe even another hit going out right here. Old-fashioned idea of just play the tank as long as you can. If it still has health, keep trying to play it, and that's exactly what he's doing right here. We do have a Jockey coming in from the front, Boomer from the side over there, trying to get a long arc, not going to land. Breaker's tank is dead. And I think the reason they killed that tank right there is because they realized, yeah, that old philosophy of play it for as long as you can works, but you don't want to do it when you're bypassing a lot of indoor spitter areas.
Indeed. So we will see the survivors finally being able to take down that tank, but once again, not unscathed. They are incredibly hurt right now. Health bonus as it stands, 381. They are in a quite a bad threshold right now, but still they are opening up for that temporary bonus to start being hit. There's a nice ski on the Hunter, keeping Francis safe from that spit, which he was about to pounce inside of. Jockey still managed to land on top of him though, but that will be again a decent amount of damage happening onto Francis there and the rest of the team. But they do take that hit as fairly good as they could have.
Yeah, I say so, and I mean, the spitter is going to still be alive right here, and typically you don't want to save the spitter, but the reason that they saved it here is because these next few chokes are so devastating, again, on really any latency, because they have to drop down this hole right here, work their way through another dark tunnel, and then climb up another ladder, and they have a charger for the special infected with that spit. That could be really, really tough to deal with right here, plus the rest of the hit coming in on top of their head. Well, there's the charger landing with a spit going down. Hunter's going to land in the corner over there, but the spit actually went for the hunt target instead. They do get the in-cap onto Bill, and again, with their health like that, there's no way you don't take an in-cap in that area.
Yeah, I mean, once this gets this low, every other attack, you're pretty much looking at, once again, an in-cap happening. And now we see both Fiat and STFR both sitting at 10 and 9 HP respectively. Spit goes down inside of the sewer, and that's going to do a little bit of damage onto Snipe, but everyone else will be quite healthy from that spit. And yeah, once again, when their HP gets this low, you're looking at an in-cap every other attack. But they are actually pretty close to safe from only another 20% distance or 20 distance points to actually get before they make it to safe from. There's a nice jockey on the Lewis into the hallway, does get the in-cap onto him. Now trying to look for an in-cap out with the Snipe, not going to find it though, gets a couple scratches on that being the jockey. And this charger is reset now, has 310 HP left to his name, and he could grab an in-cap still. As there's also the spitter looking to make something happen here. And with these two low survivors, we could definitely see a double in-cap. There's a nice double charge actually happening back towards the end of the hallway. That's going to be a double in-cap onto those two survivors. Last one up is going to be STFR, and he is sitting at a mere 10 HP with SI coming up every second, it seems. Hunter now looking for a spawn here at the end of the hallway. Going to go ahead and start pouncing his way in here. He's not going to make a very happy pounce, though.
Shutdown.
I mean, if you think about it, though, Francis was kind of like surrounded by down survivors, so he was bound to not get pounced pretty much.
He still got the skeet. You gotta give him that. That was pretty nice right there, I would say, and especially with the spitter. I don't know why the spitter actually, I guess the spitter went into delay right there, but Prodigy had saved it for the past couple hits, which I really do like. But that boomer gets popped through the wall. Spitter is going to be in the back right now. Jockey coming in, M2'd, shut down, spitter gets picked. And that is Nameless once again making the safe room on their home server, and they still had a little bit of bonus even, 180 points out of the possible 1280. And Kiss Me, now I know how you moderate your chat. Grandma's saying that you took somebody, chokeslammed him to the dungeon of no return.
Pretty much.
I like it. I like it. That's a good way to do things. And speaking of chokeslamming things, I think Nameless are in a pretty good position right now because I didn't realize that Silencio Jockies only has 170 points.
Give me 1 second.
Let's see right now too if there is a change in that, because obviously the wipe is good. Nameless only made it with a little bit of health bonus, but I would say right now that the way Team Silencio Jockeys have been playing, if they take I don't know, I think cap and a half before this tank, that would be pretty good. But we haven't really seen them deal with many hits outside of tank, because the tanks have been so early for both maps. And at this point, there is a there's a split obviously, and like I said, I was surprised they only have 170 points, but these spawns are going to be the exact same on the next server that we go to, because we're going to North America next. If Team Silencio Jockeys does the same thing on the North American server, this is what I say every time they're the home and away, but I like repeating it because it's true. If they do the same thing, and if they have to try to reciprocate, they're going to have to play balls out Special Infected for the rest of this series. On both servers, I would say, to keep this under control. Because if Nameless, for some reason, makes either map 4 or map 5, map 5 probably isn't going to happen, but map 4 they probably could, then that would be pretty detrimental to their hopes of staying in this tournament. Boomer gets shut down. Charger going in. Nice melt on that Charger from those shotguns. Only chip damage going out on that first hit.
Indeed, so very well taken by them, and they're going to go ahead and continue through the map here. We saw about the same amount of damage going out to Nameless on the previous half as we saw going out onto this attack here.
Right, I mean, if they can continue doing that, that would be perfect even before they go into that next game. But this might favor them a little bit more, because I'd say of the maps that they've dealt with so far, again, I say maps in a light term because they didn't really make it that far because of those tanks, this has some open areas which are more beneficial, I would say, to players with high ping. Obviously, unless you have to deal with a rock tank, which is still in the queue for this chapter, potentially. So this Hunter is going to spawn in, bouncing its way around, getting chipped down to 200 HP, Jockey, Charger, and a Boomer for the rest. And the survivors can just kind of take their time right now, because they know a hit in this open field is pretty easy to shut down.
Indeed, so they have no issue with just staying here, trying to get a little bit of chip out onto Hunter, because as you just mentioned, really no good spawns here for the SI to work with, and anything that does spawn up the stars can really just cut around freely without having really any fear of running into any sort of object or stagnant item in the map. But with that being said, they do run over to Rock. They find a Boomer who lands a double boom mount on him. Now Zoe getting tag teamed here by the Jockey and Hunter. Do manage to land that Jockey, and now the Charger just ripping her to shreds with that big arm. Gonna go ahead and get a lot of punches, takes her away, charges her backwards in the map, and Francis will go ahead and give chase and get that clear. But that's an in-cap, and now the Jockey grabs a relatch onto Francis again. Are the other two survivors anywhere close? Bill is chasing, but...
No, this cannot happen. Oh my god, it is. That's going to be a 2-cap going out right there. That's insane damage. I said if they took an in-cap and a half, that would be acceptable. This is no longer that. This is going to be 2 downs. Obviously, Stoopy still getting ridden. That was a beautiful intercept by that smoker. And oh my god, kiss me. I said we hadn't seen them take too many hits because they got wiped. But this is insane amounts of damage going out. That Jockey finally dies. They're back at the safe room. They're going to have 3 survivors bleeding. Boomer goes in, gets a double boom. That is absolute destruction. I cannot believe that hit sequence.
Yeah, that's incredibly unfortunate for them. Luckily, nobody died, but still only 2 pills left to their names. They're in trouble, to say the least.
I mean, again, I said that hit doesn't typically do a whole lot, but the double boom is really what did it in that open field. Charger coming in from the front. He's going to manage to ricochet off the wall and almost land. The other 2-cap does go in. Piece him almost going to be slow again, and I'm stunned, kiss me. This is beautiful play by Team Nameless. Yeah, I know they have the beautiful ping advantage, but still, this synchronization is working. I mean, that hit would have done a lot on any... I firmly believe that would have done any, on any latency, that would have done a beautiful amount of damage. This is crazy.
Indeed. So let's see how well the survivors can actually fare here in the remainder of the map. Once again, you jinxed them yet again. You have to stop, Rails. No more predicting.
Witch is going to go in fine. They're not going to fill the Witch count. There, see, we agree with that. But they are going to get double capped and almost tri-capped once again. They're being made to pay for literally everything. Another tri-beam right here. They have to blitz this tank. They're just going to have to face roll for distance points now.
Indeed. So, good God.
What, you think I'm that much of a jinx?
No, it's not you being a jinx. It's the caster jinx. Whatever you say, you know, if this is the worst that could happen, or if they only take this, you know, it always goes the completely opposite way, and, the worst that could happen happens.
It is, honestly. I mean, okay, they have 3 people bleeding out. Breaker is slow. They have one set of pills. There's another really good hit for Team Nameless. Charger, Spitter, Boomer, and a Smoker right here. Let's see if the survivors can actually manage to get past this area. We do have a single boom going out, pull in the back as well. Looks like they haven't sent the Charger and Spitter yet. Maybe they were just ditching that for a better hit up front. They're having a lot of trouble killing that Smoker as well. Finally do manage to get that spawn down. But yeah, I see what they're doing here, Kismix. You see this next area has a lot of Horde, plus look at how enclosed it is.
I'm just blown away by this SI play of Team Nameless so far. They are playing so damn well. And we see it finally. Silencio Jockeys not eating an attack to the face. They do manage to just back their way out of that spit and charge. And I mean, they're not going to make this map by any means. They are a long, far shot away from having that happen. And yeah, I mean, they're going to be down probably around still 1,000, 1,100, somewhere around there when this is all said and done, I would say. But another attack makes its way in. 100 of the magic land out onto France, or Bill, I should say. Spit goes down. That's going to cause a doubling cap there happening out onto Bill and Lewis. Actually, Bill just manages to get out of that. He has, what, 4 HP left to his name? So incredibly close. Pretty much 2 more ticks would have done it. But they, once again, do manage to get him out of it in time. Smoker grab pole. Very nicely done out onto Bill, walking his way past Zoe.
Yeah, that is another way to get both those survivors down. We do have Charger coming in as well. Going to land a nice double charge, but then does get cleared before that completes. More damage going on onto Prodigy Stem. And Dusty's right. In chat, he said that basically Jockeys are God mode when the other team has red ping. And the reason for that is that you don't realize how often people rely on that M2 to click that Jockey in the face and then kill it. When you can't M2 Jockeys and you also potentially can't hear them, that makes them a lot more dangerous. Yeah, there are quite a few hindrances to playing with that higher ping, and obviously that being one of them. You don't have that ability to get those quick clears like you are normally used to. And Jockeys definitely start to ramp up quite heavily, to say the least. But anyway, no attack coming in here. Jockey Smoker working from the back. They do manage to grab a nice, somewhat double cap, and now Jockey looking for another grab on the Zoe. Not going to find it, though. But that will be the end of that hit as Hunter gets skied out of there. Spit goes on top of nothing. But still, another 2 ink caps going out to Silencio. Jockey's going to send 2 of the survivors, actually black and white. The other 2 still sitting at 1 ink cap each. And yeah, we have still a long way to go for Silencio Jockeys. And I believe no pills up ahead here either, if I'm not mistaken. No, like I said, eventually they're going to have to just, like, still face roll the map. Yeah, death race it. Yeah, I mean, that's really all they can do. There's another hit up, though. These hits are coming fast and furiously for Team Nameless. That's going to be a single boom. Jockey's going in, managing to get the in-cap. Charger jumps up and gets a nice start into Zoe in the corner as well. Jockey manages to land. That's going to be a death going out onto a Stoopy, and it looks as though they might not even make the tank at this rate. They have to go a couple more steps forward, but obviously Breaker is in a tough spot right now because he's still hoarded. He picks up a shotgun and is going to go and try to clear Acer right here. And so he's actually not going to get it, but he does manage to kill the Charger. Spit goes in right there, spitting onto the down survivor, and it looks as though Breaker is going to move back and try to block a spawn right here. Whoever Team Nameless' tank is like, no, don't spawn me, don't spawn me, don't spawn me. I don't want to have my tank be like that, but it looks as though Team Silencio Jockeys is going to wipe right here. That Jockey's just kind of, the Jockey's stuck in the tower. Now it's out. Okay, so the Jockey had to bounce his way out of the tower. Gonna go in there. Breaker's getting hit by Common, and there's your wipe. Not even making it to the tank. Our Team Silencio Jockeys right there, bringing the total score to 1,605 to 556 in favor of Nameless. They've played a great game so far.
Yeah, just absolutely incredible play by them yet again, as you just said. And yeah, there's going to be an 1,100 approximate difference heading into the 4th map here. So once again, Team Silencio Jockeys just not having a good time, and that time Nameless didn't even need the tank to secure the wipe. They just absolutely beasted it with the SI, and that was a massive hit back in the open field. And I also jinxed them as well, as I guess, because I actually mentioned that, you know, normally you don't see a lot of big hits happening here, so I can just kind of kite the survivors around. There's nothing for them to really run into.
Whatever we say, the opposite happens.
Yeah, that was hell on earth, to say the least, for Silencio Jockeys. That was a devastating hit. I mean,
when I saw that happening, like, the Jockey got back there far enough, and then I almost, like, when I saw the Smoker getting ready to spawn, I was like, if he lands this, that's going to be a 2-cap with massive separation. That's exactly what happened. I was stunned when he got that spawn. That was great. But, you know, now we go to the opposite story. Okay, we're going to be on low ping for Team Nameless right here on Survivor side. Indoors, corridors, lots of damage potential with spitters in here, obviously. Another really early tank. That is interesting to me due to the fact that that's going to be, again, the same spawns on the next server. So that's a lot of potential for Silencio Jockeys to make up. Charger whiffs right there after the Smoker gets a pull in front. That's a good amount of damage on the Francis, so an okay start from Silencio before this tank is up.
Yeah, that was actually, once again, a nice amount of damage out to Snipe, dropping him by around 30 HP. So once again, very well played by them. Once again, we're on map 4 of Undead Zone. And once again, a custom map here. One of, I believe, another 2 we'll be seeing in the remainder of the tournament. Actually, no. There's actually another 3, I believe. Detour Head. Well, Detour Head is kind of like indented into the competitive scene, as well with Deep or Downpour for hard rain. So I guess there's only one more custom map we'll be seeing.
Arena of the Dead and Dead Before Dawn, right?
Oh no, it is 2. You're right. I forgot about not Undead Zone. Arena of the Dead. That's the grand finals.
Here's your tank coming up right now for Team Silencio Jockies. Boomer spawning in front, not gonna land in. Oh boy! Okay, so there's like 3 or 4 spots to fight this tank. If they take it here, this is the right setup to commit in with, and this is going to be I believe this is going to be an instant commit from Prodigy Sim, because there's a Hunter Jockey and a Charger for his spawns, and the survivors are in a spot where basically if the tank gets like a multi-punch, this will wipe. So the tank's going to go in here right now, pushing the survivors into the back right there. There's his multi-punch into the corner, another multi-punch going out. There's the Hunter landing, Charger landing, Jockey's going to go in. There's your 3-cap, there's the wipe. That's exactly why I made the noise that I did, unless he doesn't manage to get that down onto Francis, but he's going to. That area right there, the other spot they can go is maybe like take it back in a tunnel, but against a team with high ping or even low ping, if that happens and a tank gets a multi into that corner, this is exactly the result. Beautiful play by Silencio Jockies. And here's their chance to make up those points on the away server. Kiss me, that was brutal.
Indeed. So let's see what ends up happening here as Silencio actually looks for a bit of a comeback here. And what a hell of a tank there by PSim. 3,000 HP left to his name. Very well done by him. And that was some beautiful SI coordination to help him out there.
Yeah, and okay, so now, as I said before, the call from Silencio Jockies needs to be, alright, are we going to do the same exact thing? Obviously, they're playing against a tank that doesn't have the same kind of arms, potentially, but like I said, a hallway somewhere, or maybe even back to the safe room-ish area or something like that. Anything's going to go better than that spot. I hate that spot because all the survivors get funneled into a corner, and then when the multi-punch lands, it's over. And I think they, like, if they found another melee or 2, or if they shopped or something, they might be able to get something out of there too. But like I said, I would rather funnel the tank down a hallway and try to block the spawns behind than deal with something like that, especially in the situation that they're in.
Yeah, I mean, personally, that's the way I kind of would go with it, too. I'd have one survivor running down the hallway in front of all the other survivors and just blocking spawns so that when the other survivors can, just start firing on the tank, they don't have to worry about those SI spawning up behind them and, obviously going onto them. Burgos does a nice jock out of the safe room. There's a charge back inside the safe room. Smoker pull out of Francis on the outside as well. That's a good spread of damage out into 3 of the survivors. And with Stoopy, I believe, only eating a little bit of FF, I believe. I don't know where that damage came from out on him, but still good hit there. Nice spread of the damage, unlike the other half where we saw really Snipe eating the majority of that damage. But regardless, we will be seeing the survivors just continue the way through the map here, slowly but surely. And they are literally clearing out every single room here, looking for pills, it seems.
Yeah, they're either looking for pills, they're looking for a spot to fight it. Like I said, there are a couple, like I said, the rooms that like usually people would be adverse to, like, you can use, I would say, but it's really going to rely on spawn blocking, and then someone's going to have to shut something down. Yes, that's typical of every tank, but if they take it in the same spot right here, the thing that they could do differently than Nameless is just try to get even more Uzi damage before the tank gets in or something like that, maybe play it a little bit more spread out and funnel him all the way through right here. But it's a tough situation, really, for any tank and any survivor team, because it could go either way. Like, if the survivors screw up and they manage to not get a whole lot of chip onto him, then we could see a counter wipe, and then conversely, if they stand out far enough and then run him back through and cycle, that would work even better. Pegs up in the hands of On Shad Jump, 14 Nameless. We do have a Jockey bouncing around, and this is kind of what I called here, because they're going to go into a different room. Looks as though they're going to choose this one.
Yeah, it's a little interesting, but this tank's going to waste no time. What's going to in the hands of On Shad Jump. Going to go ahead and move his way right into the room with the survivors. Going to go ahead and start getting juked here. He actually goes ahead and goes for Bill, which is through the wall, and he's going to go ahead and land 2 quick punches onto him. The rest of SI having a fairly decent time landing. They do land a nice double cap onto 2 of the survivors, but now Bill getting in capped over in the other room. Now this tank's going to turn on 3,000 HP left to his name. Bill is completely separated from the rest of his team, and the survivors have to get aggressive here, or else they're going to just send a Hunter onto Bill and kill him.
Actually, he's right close to where they are right now, but I think the Charger's been waiting to go in because he wants his tank to have a little bit more time to reposition. And he is going to reposition right now, working his way. He's down to under 1,000 HP. They need to kill him, and they are going to get it, but he gets him down first. Charger's going to whip right there. The tank is almost dead. The smoker put one out. That was really close to a wipe. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize that other spawn was coming up in that time. And this actually isn't over. The Charger finally does die, but Kiss me, that's a nice amount of damage. That was a lot better before they split up like that.
Yeah, really unfortunate that Bill got pushed that far back towards the safe room. But obviously the Stars did do a good job of reconvening and kind of separating up on the tank, which ended up with actually them killing it off. Obviously we saw another cap going out into Zoe as that tank got another corner out onto her. But it's a lot better than what could have happened, and they will find some pills there, start passing them around to each other, and they're going to be able to actually make their way through the rest of this map, hopefully, as there is a 700 distance cap on this map. Nice double charge, though, into the hallway. That's going to be a nice spit as well, separating onto all two survivors that did get charged. Jockey as well, dragging one survivor forward in the map, going to do a lot of damage on the piece, even getting the in cap. So now we see every single survivor taking an in cap. Health bonus will be decimated, and now that temporary bonus is wide open on all survivors.
Oh, that's a great amount of damage after that tank. But the tank did work on its own, and the support did what it did. But now it's like everyone's bleeding. They have no pills. Everyone's damage bonus, and there's still a huge amount of map to go. Obviously, those distance points are going to help right here. It's going to be under 1,000 points going into the North American game, obviously, before the finale as well. But if I'm Silencio Jockies, I'd maybe like to see a little bit more right there out of the survivor side, even though we are away. We do have a jockey landing in the front. We do have a charger landing a couple punches as well, too. Boomer is going to draw the commons in and get a few pounds onto Bill's back. Bill actually going to corner up right there, trying to just kill whatever he can. But all these survivors are in horrible shape in terms of health, aside from Prodigy, who is still fast.
Indeed, so let's see how much longer Silencio Jockies can actually continue the way through the map here. It's definitely looking like lights out for them sooner or later here.
There's going to do a lot of damage inside there if they actually manage to get one, too. There's an in-cap coming out from a Jockey. Hunter, Spitter, and Boomer looking to spawn inside right there, but the survivors are hawking that entrance. We're going to have the Hunter pouncing his way. Nice heat by Aether. Boomer rocket booms out right there and gets a proxy onto Zoe, but Aether shutting down that Hunter was exactly what they needed right there to at least make another maybe 100 more points, I would say. Also, looking at the way that they're set up right now, like, one scratch onto Acer will do it. A Scoopy is at what, like 15, and there actually is the in-cap going out. Another Jockey dying, and they do have a Charger, Hunter, Smoker. So before the survivors get out right here, they could also spawn behind them to drop a Charger and go for the punches. Hunter lands in front, and there's the Charger coming in from the back, going and getting the charge onto a Scoopy, and that's going to force Zoe to come back in the hands of Breaker, obviously, and clear him. But Kiss me, when I said face rolling, I didn't mean like actually rolling down the stairs. But that's actually what's happening right now. Kiss me, hello?
What was that?
Are you good?
Well, I'm just taking care of something.
Oh, okay, I'll keep saying things. So, as the survivors keep pushing their way through, let's see, Smoker, Jockey, Spitter, and a Boomer for this 2-2 coming up. And, again, any hit at this point could probably wipe. The Boomer's going to miss. Spit is going to go down into the corner right there, but now the Boomer gets popped. And we're seeing somewhat of a repeat right here in terms of survivors with low health trying to make it through. They actually managed to milk out like 300, almost 400 points in this chapter, have Silencio Jockies on the away. And the more that they pushed up right here, I mean, again, every single point of distance counts. We do have a Smoker getting a kill onto Breaker in the back, because again, the survivors have kind of split up. Smoker, I might have a recharge by now. Even Charger goes in, gets a double charge, rocketing a survivor into the sky. There's the wipe going out, but 342 points were clawed back by Silencio Jockies, and that kind of reversal, you know, okay, we killed the tank, now let's make some distance afterwards like that. That's what they need if they want any chance of winning the series, and they're doing a good job on that chapter.
Yeah, that was pretty good, as you mentioned. They do manage to make back around, once again, 450 points or so they'll claw it back to around a half lead deficit here for themselves still. So they're still down, once again, by around 800 points, a little less than that, I believe. But, yeah, still very well done by them. They got that early wipe with their tank on their half on SI. And then, obviously, with the survivor half, they were able to claw the way right past that tank, albeit barely. But they were still able to make the way through it, and they will, obviously, look... they're in a pretty good, decent spot right now, I would say. Because, obviously, we have to go through this finale still. But 800 points is not a big deficit to actually claw back on your home server. That's if they can keep it like that, though, with this map, this final map at that.
Oh my gosh, I cannot spell. I was checking the map info to see if they nerfed it or not, but it's actually still a full 800 points on Ace. I did map Pheno instead, because apparently I just don't know how to word. And at this point, okay, the first tank is early, the second tank is middle. I'm actually trying to remember if there are 3 tanks. I don't think there are, but if there are, that would be pretty crazy. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure. And I also have to warn, right now, there are probably a couple stuck spots on this finale. If that happens, then that's gonna suck. Just saying, for the tank spawns.
What if the tank spawns aren't the same?
No. Like, I mean, the tank will spawn stuck somewhere.
Oh. I thought like
Yeah.
it. Oh, okay, I understand. I thought you meant like there's some points at where the tank spawns at are different. Like they vary from team to team, and one of them could be a stuck spot. But no, I guess it's randomized where the tank spawns.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And Jacob said that he blocked like 3 or 4 of them, but there's still a couple of them left. And I'm not sure exactly how the changes carried over from Pro Mod to Ace Mod. Like theoretically, they should still be the same. But I'm saying theoretically because I think in the one Pub Stars versus Evo game, the half of the match series, I guess, that was carried through, there was a tank that spawned in a bad spot. We'll see exactly if that happens again, but we do have Nameless on the Survivor side on their home server defending a over 700-point lead right here. Silencio Jockies on the Special Infected. First hit coming out right here. Charger trying to DP off the roof. Not going to land. Hunter manages to land for a split second. Does get cleared. Charger's punch was God framed and just chip damage going out. And it looks as though the tank is going to spawn 62%. That's a quick 62 as we see right now. Tank is up into the hands of Stoopy once again. 14 Silencio Jockies.
Indeed, so let's see what he can do here with this tank. It's a pretty big tank for his team, and they need to get at least a couple lane caps here to just help with the bleed out here for the rest of this tank. But they're going to start working in some hittables here for that tank to work with, and who knows, we might be seeing a miracle hittable here or there.
I mean, if he pulls off a wipe here, that'd be incredible due to the fact that it's such a wide open space. Like, they can take that tank and, like, on Pro Mod, it was even worse with the slowdown. But he starts off playing Rock right here, and eventually when he's forced to submit, he can push the survivors into that corner. Nice steal on that Hunter going out. Smoker gets a quick pull. Charger goes in. Nice double charge landing, but the charge does get cleared before it does any further damage. And this is the problem here when you're playing as this tank on Special Infected. This LOS is so easy to come by, and then you're forced into this huge open field.
Yeah, so we're going to see Stoopy go ahead and move himself closer here to the survivors. Not going to hit that hitbox rock, obviously, as we saw it hit the top of the roof of the safe room. And actually, they're getting some good chip here from this range, knocking him down at around 350 HP alone from that one, well, I should say a couple of seconds of chip.
You know, another hit's coming in here right now. I think they might decide to save the Boomer again. Charter had some problems getting over the guardrail. Rock goes in. Boomer rockets in. Actually does get popped. This is a guaranteed past the second now, and I don't know what he's looking for, like either a Boomer or a tri-cap right here, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be forcing like Smoker, Hunter, and something else. If that Boomer, if they get one, doesn't land, this is not going to look good for Team Silencio Jockies, obviously. And his hittable, I think when he drops in, he's going to drop for that hittable and start whacking it towards him, but they're already rotating out right here. Smoker, Charger, and a Hunter, so it is a 3-cap. And now the survivors have a choice. They can either push out and kite around that army truck, or they can potentially get back up into the corner.
Oh!
Oh my gosh, it almost hit Yite right there. Tank does manage to get a punch. We do have a Smoker pull back to the safe room as well, but the tank is going to be forced to turn back around. Another punch onto Yite, changing target. Nice damage spreading by a Stoopy. One survivor in the safe room. Charger going for the same target. And the tank is down to under 2k HP, but they don't have any guns on him right now. He's pretty much alone, getting that solo down onto Snipe in the corner right there in the safe room. And again, Charger's now going to go in. Tank is down to under 1500 HP. He's going to be shot right here. But if the survivors get too close, he can definitely make them pay. He didn't obviously go for it right there. And is he managing to... Yeah, he's hiding behind a couple of boxes in there. Survivor in the safe room now. Tank going for a punch. But kiss me, that's really good damage for that area, in my opinion.
That was very good. I mean, that's about that amount of damage you would actually like to see happening out onto the enemy team if you are the tank again. Because obviously, if you don't have that tri-cap happening, there's no way that you're going to get a lot of damage with this tank. Because one survivor has a wide open area to just go ahead and kite the tank while also getting the clears. And, you know, getting a corner in that area, let alone, is a very tough thing to do. Luckily, he was able to kind of trap Bill inside that safe room along with that good pull from the Smoker. So, a good play by the SI helping out that tank to get that in cap and then also spread the love on the other survivors. So, that will be 2 pills committed here. Another attack making his way in there. Hunter, Smoker both getting obliterated, though. And that will be 2 of them dead. And that will leave the Spitter and Boomer looking for us.
It's really loud, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, what, that? That's really not that loud.
Oh, it's not that bad. I thought it did something where it was like just really, really annoying. If the further you get away from it, the better it is. But if you go right next to it, it starts giving you like a headache.
I'm gonna back away. Yeah, I got a little bit too close to that. I was like, oh, I don't want
now you see what I mean. Yeah, just don't. Just let the survivors deal with it. They can't hear anything right now, neither can I, because I'm right next to them. It's gonna be a Smoker, Charger, Spitter, and a Boomer for this hit coming out right here. Smoker gets a pull up top. That's going to be a tough clear onto Lewis. They can go back around. I'll say that right now. So it's not a death drop. I'm not sure. And Nameless actually got the clear from there. That's a nice shot by whoever did that. They were jumping with the Uzis and managed to break that tongue. But still, nonetheless, good damage on to Team Nameless once again. And their extra pills should be inside, so they are probably going to hold on to them as long as possible. And Kiss Me, I'm starting to think it might be 3 tanks. I might be wrong, though.
I think there's only 2, if I'm not mistaken. I think I've only seen 2 in all the games. Unless, actually, I think all the teams got wiped at 2. That might be why I only remember seeing 2, but regardless, here comes a boom in the backfield. Does land on 2 survivors. Charger, Jockey, both landing as well. No pound coming out from that charge, though, as it does get cleared fairly quickly. And that will be the end of that hit. Still good damage going on the survivors there, dropping them down quite a bit more in the health bonus aspect of things. But yeah, we have a bit of a horde here to actually hold out through.
I'll be interested to see exactly where they hold out. They're on low ping, so they probably can do the outside area right here. Pretty much any area would work. But the problem with inside is that there's spawns above them on the catwalks, and obviously there are rocks where the SI can rocket in, damage pounce in from here. And PCM does have a Hunter, so we know what that means. He's going to be going for some kind of DP. It's going to be a Spitter, Smoker, and a Boomer once again. Hunter going for the DP, not going to land. A nice double cap going out for a split second. And here is our second tank up into the hands of the one and only Breaker. Rock going in, not going to land. This tank is in an awful spot, I think, unless he can get out in the back.
Yeah, you can actually climb up the vent. There he goes. He actually climbs right up on the top of that vent. That's where I've seen every second tank spawn. I don't know if it's based on where the survivors actually are standing, but I've seen like every tank spawn at this helicopter pad.
Might be, actually, because when they were standing outside like that, then that's when the tank spawned underneath and was able to climb his way up, obviously. If they'd stayed inside, maybe it was a different spawn. Boomer going in, nice pop, though, going out by Setfire. And they can start LOSing him once his hit is down. Rock going in, going to get skeeted. Charger manages to land for a split second. Jockey M2 and shut down. Looks as though they actually are tempted to play chip, but with the way their health is right now, I'd say just constant LOS, force the tank into an area like this. And I'm looking at the points. It's close enough to where it could only be 2 tanks. I'll be intrigued to see if a third one spawns if we get to that. He's already down to 20%, I would say, on first pass.
And indeed, and these survivors are doing a very good job of LOSing him. He does drop to second pass. Very close. Very close. 5%. Very close. Still not passing. Very close.
Now he is. Now
he should go now.
Inside. Oh, no, he's not. He's still on first. What is this? Breaker, what are you doing? He's still...
There we go. I was like, wow, this is one really stubborn tank.
Indeed, and speaking of it, he's going to have to go in right now. He still has about 5,500 HP. That Hunter got shredded on the way in. Boomer gets a double boom, and the tank's going to turn around, picking his targets right now. Down to about 3K, gets the first punch right there. Smoker gets a pull for another corner, but that Hunter is dead. And now that's going to be the Horde coming in the back as well. Tank underneath 2K. Another pull going out onto Zoe right there. Breaker getting a nice punch onto her on the follow-up. And now she is going to get hit outside. Bill's a little bit Horde down at 300 HP, and he is going to die. So Nameless surviving 2 tanks so far. Obviously, they did take an in-cap right there, and that was unfortunate because Kiss Me, that Hunter was down to like 5 HP on that commit.
Yeah, that was just something else there from Breaker. But yeah, we will see that tank finally being killed off, though. No pills left to the name of Teamless. So they're pretty much on death's doorstep right now, as they still have another 400 distance to go through with this map, which is basically just holdout. And I believe there is no third tank. I want to say that to be true, because I don't think anyone's going to ever see a team actually make it to a third tank. I've never seen an actual team finish this map, though. So there could be a third tank in the wings waiting to just kind of pounce out onto these survivors here.
Pouncing tank. I like that analogy. Grizz has that as the YouTube for a while, the ceiling pounce tank or something like that. I always just imagine a tank doing like a skybox across the entire top of the map.
That would scare the crap out of me, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Out of character right now, that would scare me if I saw a thing just freaking like Superman pouncing.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure that's going to be the next Pro Mod update. We do have a Jockey, Smoker, and 2 other spawns coming into queue, and it's closer now. Their points are frozen at 480. If it bumps to like 600 something, I could see it. Maybe if not, they're going to get a lot of distance points off of this with a chance to wipe Silencio Jockies once again. Boomer coming in from the back, again getting popped. Spin has a pretty nice spread, and that is going to kill Snipe right there because he was black and white, so that means they're obviously not going to get the points for him. And I think they can start wandering back to the side over here because it should tick up soon, again, hinging on the fact that there's no other tank. Let's see, and the Witch is actually still up as well, but obviously they don't have to engage her. There's no point. Actually, they are going to... Alright, fine. They're going to engage the Witch because they can. Witch is going to go in, and there is the third tank spawning, indeed, in the hands of Prodigy Sim. I'm surprised at that, Kiss, and that makes this almost impossible to survive. But yeah. They're going to commit it right away. It's a wipe. There's the first punch going out. Hunter lands, and the Charger is not going to land on that second punch. But yeah, 3 tanks.
That's pretty rough. And yeah, once again, I've never actually seen a team make it that far. So that would explain why I didn't know there was a third tank. But yeah, so props off to any team that has made this finale. in its entirety thus far, because that is once again something
Insane.
very special.
Yeah, that's nuts. And the reason I remember is I think in CCT3, there were a couple teams that managed to make it because the tank typically does get slaughtered if everyone's fast and they fight it in that cubicle there. But if a situation like that happens where the first tank, really the big part about that I would say, the second tank was really, really nice by Breaker, but the first one with the stupid getting the damage that he did, that put one survivor into full bleed for a long, long, long duration right here. And obviously, Team Nameless are going to be up going into the North American game, but this score delta, I'd say, by Silencio, all things considered in this match, is not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, once again, was it around 1,300 points as it stands? Yeah, a little bit over 1,300, like 1,311 points, I think. But yeah, that's really not a big score differential at all. And I mean, if you were Team Nameless, would you be feeling comfortable with that lead going into the next game?
I don't know, honestly. Again, the early tanks bring like a new potential for early wipes and stuff. But at the same point in time, like, the ability of Silencio Jockies to reverse field is also pretty nice. They're also going to be down in a hole, but they can definitely do it. The question is, will they? We do have a smoker getting killed right there. Silencio Jockies push their way out. Charger's going to land. Hunter's going to land as well. Charger went for the long charge, managed to get it. So almost 20 damage on that first hit. And we do have our tank for Team Nameless in the hands of Setfire.
Indeed we do. He's going to go ahead and make his way right back towards that hittable, I believe, which is that makeshift generator, but he's actually not going to hit it. So he's actually going to go ahead and just select to get up on top of the ledge here and start establishing that LOS out on the survivors, trying to keep this tank as long as he can. And I don't know, is he actually going to go for the hittable now? It looks like he might now. Yeah,
I mean, he climbed up there, I guess, to see where the survivors were, do a little bit of peekaboo, and now he's going to smack that generator to the side.
That's in a pretty bad spot, though.
It is, but they're actually almost getting a pullover right here. Boomer comes in, lands on the top of the survivors' faces, and gets the double. Rock is not going to land. That was really close. And Kiss Me, I think he's abandoning that hittable.
Yeah, I mean, once again, it's in a really rough spot. He would probably hit it around 2 or 3 times to actually get back over that fence. So I don't really blame him for going ahead and just saying, you know what, screw that. I don't want that hittable no more. But they do still have this smoke and charge up here. Smoker looking for pull on. Bill does find it immediately cleared, though. That Rock barely missing Bill. And now this Charger having to hop over the fence, charge his way in. No luck whatsoever. Another. Oh, that Rock connects on the Bill.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, that's a bad way to start this. And you know what? Like, if this tank can find a way just to play Rock Tank here, that would be great against survivors with that low ping. And that Rock's going to go in there. It's going to get skeeted. I mean, with the infected with the low ping, survivors with high Rock Tanks are obviously optimal. Rock's going to go in, not going to land. 100 Jockey and a Boomer. And again, if they get boomed in that corner, that's going to suck for Team Silencio Jockies. And then obviously another hit is coming in right now. Rock is not going to land. Boomer's going to spawn in front right there. Imagine you get the arc onto Prodigy Sim. We're going to have that Hunter going in for a DP Madding to land it. Rock is going to land as well, and this is not starting off well for Silencio Jockies at all, Kiss Me.
Yeah, this is not what you want to see if you are rooting for them. P-Sim, second rock so far that he's actually eaten during this tank. Another rock coming in does manage to dodge that one. And, yeah, this is not going well for them right now. I don't know. This is turning into one of those things where, well, like, in their own defense, they can actually get good shit from here, as we saw happen on the previous half. If they literally all just rail into him when he throws a rock, you get like 350 damage. And I doubt that. They're probably just trying to reestablish a good spot for the SI yet.
I really don't know, because it looks as though they were tempted to push for a second there, but obviously they've stopped now. They're getting pretty good chip, as you mentioned, but again, Perma Rock would be nice here. Charger manages to land onto Zoe, taking her far away. Jockey looking for the intercept as well, and the tank is looking for a rock on this. They're going to clear the Charger, and the rock does manage to connect. Rage Rock, I'm pretty sure. One survivor bleeding. Piece of Mario took exposed. That's 2 survivors bleeding, and Kiss Me, they are going forward.
Indeed, and this is going to be pretty questionable at the very best here. I mean, now the tank does have both those hittables to work with, both that forklift and the generator. Francis barely making his way through that small window. They might go to another room that's a little safer. Oh, they're going to fight him in the wide open area up ahead. The hangar. They're going to go to the hangar.
Okay, well, obviously that's a great anti-rock tank spot.
But then you got the SS spawns.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I would have liked to LS by the safe room back there or something like that, maybe something different. But the tank is actually going to be able to get up here as well. They have a Hunter Jockey and a Charger for the next hit if he wants to keep playing Rock, or if he decides to commit. Looks as though he's going to go for another Rock, throwing it in, not going to land. I think he might want to hit right here. It looks as though he's hesitant on the commit. They obviously haven't started the event yet, and the survivors are going to be forced to reposition once again. This is turning into a little bit of a fiasco. Bill is extremely split right now, but they are going to get him back. And the tank is just kind of chilling on second pass, throwing another rock in there. It is kind of like shooting fish in a barrel if he keeps it, but he's dancing with the devil right here because he's on that second pass under 5K. So if he were to commit it, that would be good. But again, I think he's just contingent on playing that bleed, and it's kind of a stalemate right now because the survivors aren't LOSing him and the tank isn't sending his hit.
I mean, this is good for this tank, though, because once again, as long as these SI are up, they're not throwing themselves in, so the Stars pretty much have to stay in this area, and they're bleeding. Peaston pops another set of pills, and they're just bleeding at this point. I mean, they have 3 sets of pills left. They probably have another couple inside the hangar still, but they're in a very bad spot right now. Now the Stars go ahead and rotate back outside.
Oh, he still got sight.
I'm so confused. He only drops 10% rage. He's really not losing anything here, and he could even bring those hittables in, but the Stars...
They're going back?
They're playing Ring Around the Rosie.
Oh my goodness. The tank's gonna get on top of this roof right here. He's still at 65% rage, 55% rage, and now it looks as though he is gonna be forced in. His hit's gonna help him relatively early. It looks like Hunter manages to land. Jockey's looking for it as well. Tank is gonna take that corner, it looks like, onto Aether, and that is gonna be a full down. He might even be able to get out again because there is a ladder pretty close to right there. And indeed, he is gonna decide to decommit. Jockey going back around to Kiss Me. He traded a full in cap for about 1,500, and he's gonna throw a rocket here. Jockey has a separation again. This is so brutal. Great tank from Nameless so far. Rock going and landing it as well.
I mean, this is just hell on earth once again, to reiterate it for Silencio Jockies, but this paying another rock on the Monkey Scratch, aka Breaker, and this is just not going well here for the survivors. Oh, there's a pull out on Francis, gonna drag him back. A single boom on the build up top on the walkway. A rock going in towards Francis, will dodge it though, and that's a proxy out on the loose as well. This survivor team is having no luck here. Rock going towards Francis, not gonna connect. But this tank, 1,800 HP left. You got to really wonder what else can he get here. Charger grabs 1 pound on the bill, does get cleared off, but yeah, this tank, it's in a pretty bad spot, and it looks like they are actually gonna start this event now.
I don't know about that, but I guess they're going to. This has been very, very odd so far. He almost lands another rock right there. And they're actually going to keep the tank alive, question mark. He's going in. He has a survivor in there. They have a smoker pull. And tank's going to go for the intercept, managing to land it. And he's just going to play guard up there. Hunter lands outside. Is this going to be a wipe? That's another punch going out. Only 2 survivors left up, but I cannot believe what I'm watching right now. Rock's going to go in. Manages to land onto a Stoopy. They are obviously getting distance points. That's a death on the Breaker. Kiss Me. What a play! Another rock landing, and I realize they're playing with high ping. I realize it, I really do. But you gotta question the amount of rotation like this and trying to make those fast plays with that latency. And with a team like Nameless being able to do what they've done. Curve rock going in, landing again onto Acer. Setfire playing an absolute hell of a tank. Another rock landing onto a Stoopy. This is absolutely batshit insane with the amount of damage that this tank has done. As Stoopy and Acer are going to be forced just to wander around here, Kiss Me.
Yeah, there's nothing else that they can do. Once again, Tank has 1,100 HP left. He can't exactly just push in their faces expecting the wipe to happen. But with that smoker pull, this is going to allow the wipe to happen as he gets a quick punch onto Francis. Hits him off of the balcony almost. And yeah, this tank's definitely going to get the zinc cap. One more punch secures the deal. And there is the GR, or the good half, I guess. It's a GG anyway. But with that, we will be switching servers, guys, over to the second game, which will be in Silencio's favor as we make our way to that North American server of their choice. And yeah, that was just everything that could have went wrong pretty much went wrong for them, unfortunately. But regardless, they do have a chance to make it up here. It's going to be around a 1,100 point differential, so not too bad. That is definitely leaving a lot of opening for them to make a comeback happen. If they can make one big round, that's all they need. And let's see if they can actually make that happen.
Indeed, and I'm going to take a quick moment to go and look in chat and get all the tank spawns. I will be right back.
And I shall go ahead and wait for this